Hi, everybody. Welcome to Conscious Conversations. I am your host, Katie Augustyn. So, I'm the founder of the Transformation Center, which is based in Westport, Connecticut. And, it's a great place to come to really find out more about who you truly are and to let go of who you're not. That's it in a nutshell. And we do that through our different classes and workshops, and also my private sessions with individuals. I do transformation coaching, a lot of different coaching modalities. I also do shamanic healing, which is really a super way to get to know yourself better and to really tune into yourself, I guess is the best way to put it, and learn from everything that's available to you, because there's so much available to us that we're not even aware of. And I love the work I do. And we also do sound baths in the backyard. So we're going to put up the slide with the contact info, and there's an events page. You can check out everything that's available and register right online if you're interested. And I love working with new people too. So if this is new to you, I welcome you to reach out and contact me anytime. So the Conscious Conversation Show is really about having conversations with people about what they're up to and who they are. It's really about who they are and what you can learn from them to help you on your journey, because we're all different and everything is available, if you just reach out and ask. I guess that's the message that I'd like to get across. And I'm very excited that tonight my guest is Julianne Roshan Dow. Welcome to the show, Julianne.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, this is great that you could come down, because Julianne actually lives up in Litchfield County.
Hmm.
It's not that far, but as we all do, we work remotely, so you don't have to live in Westport or Litchfield. You can live in Japan, for that matter. But I'm going to read a little bit about Julianne before we get started. And we have her slide with her contact info to put up as well. So, Julianne Roshan Dow is the founder and director of the Dow Integrative Institute, which is located in Kent, Connecticut. And the Institute offers holistic health services for both people and animals,
Hmm.
which we're going to learn about pretty soon. And their mission is to empower clients to care for their own physical and emotional well-being,
Hmm.
which obviously go hand in hand.
Yes, for
Yes,
sure.
of course. And her specialties include women's health, pain management, and animal care.
Hmm.
Yeah, so those are your three specialties. And as I said, both in-person and online opportunities are available. And it's great that we got to connect, because I think I only met you online that one time.
Right, through TLC.
Right, we're
Yes.
both members of TLC,
Hmm.
which I love. It's a holistic health practitioner group
Hmm.
started by Beth Lees. How many years ago? I think 28,
A
something like
long
that.
time ago.
And
Yes.
you've known Beth for a very long time.
No, no, I haven't known her for that long, but the
Okay.
work that I do, she's familiar with. She also has done the Jin Shin Jyutsu. So that's how we also connected. Yeah.
Oh, okay. No
Hmm.
wonder. Yes, and I've done sessions with her. It's fabulous. Oh boy. So we're going to talk about that too.
Great.
Yeah, so before we get into all the details, I'm kind of curious, like, because you did share with me that you had other careers before this one,
Hmm.
right? So what drew you to this line of work? Like, how did you get started, or what
To the
get involved?
holistic health.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I guess um, just like many people that follow a healing path, it's a lot about self healing.
Oh.
So I grew up in a household that was domestically violent, unfortunately.
Mm.
But, I learned my lessons with that. And that was like a catalyst for me to seek out ways to calm myself. And so I was introduced, fortunately, to yoga at a very young age, also movement, dance, and Eastern medicine, because my mom received acupuncture treatments in the 60s when it was illegal in New York City.
Wow.
And so I had a real positive attitude towards Eastern medicine and openness. And, I went through life and various things came up and my way. My first husband, I needed to leave and divorce. And through all these, I guess, trials and tribulations, you might call them, which are actually wonderful teachers, The result was I learned all these different ways to help myself. And I never thought I'd be doing this work like I'm doing it. It wasn't intentional. It wasn't like I'm going to take this class to be certified. No,
Right.
is I'm taking this class for myself or to maybe help my students because I was a classroom teacher for 44 years. So I always had a duo career. I was a classroom teacher, pre-K through 12, and also an integrative medicine practitioner, in particular the last 25 years.
Oh, I
And those
see.
were happening at the same time, sometimes in my classrooms, and sometimes, on the side, in offices or whatever. Yeah.
Right. Oh, that's terrific. So I didn't realize that they were going on simultaneously. I
Yeah.
thought maybe you had transitioned from one to the other. So that's awesome that you were a teacher and had all of these, modalities that you knew about, these healing
It was an
techniques.
incredible blessing. I'm so grateful for the opportunities, especially the last 15 years of my career. I was an ethics teacher at the Ethical Culture Fieldston School. And with that, I could integrate wellness into my curriculum beautifully.
Absolutely.
So I got to teach my students, sixth graders, high school, middle school students, how to care for themselves by doing Jin Shin Jyutsu self-help, by doing yoga nidra, by doing these things with them. Yeah.
Wow. I wish that all teachers had this training. And you're absolutely right about starting. I can totally relate, I should say, about how we start with ourselves, and what's helpful for us, and we learn, and then we want to share it with others.
Exactly.
And I had no idea I was going to be doing what I'm doing for other people either.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
can really relate to what you're saying. So interesting.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably the case for a lot of us.
I think it is. I think it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
because what we've been through, we know that it works to help us, so obviously can help others.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So was Jin Shin Jyutsu the first modality that you
No, the
started?
first one was therapeutic touch.
Uh-huh.
I was leaving that first marriage and I knew I needed to find something that was going to help me. So I got trained in therapeutic touch. And then it was Reiki.
Okay.
I was trained in that. And then it was yoga, like really getting my certificate. Because when I was teaching yoga, it was in the 1980s and you didn't need a certificate.
Wasn't that
No.
that
So
hard?
I got trained in yoga. That was my next modality. And then after that, it was one thing after another. Yoga therapy, meditation and motion, a lot of them through the Amrit Yoga Institute, and which is the Kripalu lineage. So if people know about Kripalu,
Follow.
the
Yeah.
retreat center,
Yeah.
right? It's
Right,
that,
which is
those
terrific.
methodologies, yeah. And then in amongst that is 2002 when I started Jin Shin Jyutsu, and it was for me and my students initially. And it was because I was feeling the anxiety that many of my students felt when they were on Ritalin, they were being medicated, and all the anxiety around reading. I was a first grade teacher. So I thought, well, maybe there's something I can do that we could do, to help ourselves, with this, as well as the parents. So became trained in Jin Shin Jyutsu and continued my trainings because it takes a number of years, and started offering it in Stamford, Connecticut, which is where I lived at the time. In 2007, I was certified, and then I was super certified, I call it, in like 2016. And also in 2009, I became certified to work with animals. And I came to that because my dog, Emerson, had developed a tumor on the side of his neck. And I went to the vet, and the vet said, this is concerning, keep an eye on it. And I said, so is it like a tumor, like a cancer? She goes, no, I don't think so, but keep an eye on it anyway. And I went home and I said, well, I know what to do in Jin Shin Jyutsu, we call them accumulations.
Okay.
And so I did that particular treatment on Emerson every night. It takes about maybe 7 minutes on the bed. And he loved it, of course. And he settles right down, and my loving hands, placing my hands in various places on the body for a particular, wanting to harmonize his body to be able to heal itself. And about a week and a half later, I was putting the leash on, and this thing that was as big as a tangerine felt squishy and soft. I'm like, oh, that's different. And then about 2 days later, it had totally disappeared.
Wow.
So then I thought, oh, I guess I'm working with animals, you know.
So,
So that's where that all started.
well, that was a question that I was going to ask you. So
Yeah.
thank you for explaining that
Mm-hmm.
because I think you were saying earlier that it's very similar. Do you want to show
Oh, yeah, sure. So I brought a little
she actually
model.
brought a little
This is
prop here.
Bun Bun.
Okay. Oh,
And
how
Bun Bun, as you
cute.
notice, has circles on her body with numbers. And these numbers or these areas, these circles in Jin Shin Jyutsu are called safety energy locks. And this is where a practitioner, who, you know, that I am, would place their hands in various places on the body to help maybe with arthritis, maybe help with kidney failure, any kind of heart condition, help with whatever is going on. And the whole idea is to balance the harmony that's already existing in the body so that optimal healing can take place. And so this translates for humans as humans have the same safety energy locks in similar locations. So it's one and the same, whether it's a human being or an animal.
That's amazing. So, and all animals you said had a similar
Yes. So
layout
I've
for
worked with
their.
horses. I've done, you know, trainings with horses and stables where I teach about where to hold for arthritis or whatever it is, the condition, you know, tooth problems. Yeah.
So, is this something that you can easily translate to other people to work on their own animals?
Absolutely. That's my mission, that's my dharma is to empower the animal owner to be able to care for their animal companion. So I would meet with them or on video or, you know, in their home, in their barn, and show them where to place their hands, and they record it so that at a later time they can, you know, do it again over and over for their animal. It's not a one-shot deal often. Sometimes it is. Sometimes I work on an animal and boom, is a big difference. But usually it takes time, over time. So the more you do it, the more effect it has. You can't overdose on it. It doesn't hurt. It's
Right.
non-invasive. It's loving hands.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. So, there's no other preparation that one needs, like training per se.
And not for the self-help part, which is what, you know, I train after I give treatments, where I'm giving a treatment to someone lying on a massage table for whatever is going on with them. Afterwards, I coach them on how they can help themselves and continue with the healing process on their own. And that's called self-help. And it could be something as simple as this, right? This is for the stomach, you know, or it could be something as simple as holding my right here. This is for high cholesterol. So it could be simply something like that. They continue on their own until the next time I see them. And how often they come, usually it's 3 times, it could be 6. I've had clients that came to me for 6 or 7 years every week because the body really enjoyed it and wanted it. So,
Well, yeah, because some of it, that's a question I had, is some of it for like maintenance
yes,
or prevention.
that's the self-help part for sure.
Yeah,
But sometimes when people come to me, they usually have you know, a symptom, a condition.
something more acute.
Yes, it could be a critical project, which is what we call it, or it could be something that's like insomnia or depression, something that maybe is less critical, hasn't yet manifested in the body. So then they would come and receive a treatment, and I would offer them the self-help homework, basically, I call it, and they would come in for another appointment to receive more treatments. And it's always what the body needs in the moment. So there is a little bit of, you know, what do you need right now kind of
Sure.
diagnostic, you know,
Right.
yeah,
As things
awareness.
shift and
Yes, exactly.
change over time. Maybe we should give Bun Bun a little rest now. That's really cool. Thank
Yeah.
you for bringing her. Yeah. So is that how you were able to, you know, because I was thinking when you were talking about your students, so you just coach them and how to do it for themselves. Because obviously, or maybe not so obviously, but I don't think they really allow other adults to
No.
touch the kids, right? Yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't need to.
Right. You
So
just tell them how to do
the
it.
first 5 minutes of class was always a Jin Shin Jyutsu self-help and breath work, because breath is another way of healing the body. And there's a lot of examples of that has been miraculous. So, so we would do something as simple as holding the thumb. And when we hold the thumb in Jin Shin Jyutsu, it's like this. And this is all about anxiety and worry.
It just calms you down, doesn't
Yes,
it?
calms you down. And, you know, a 2-year-old has the innate intelligence of sticking their thumb in their mouth. to
Oh,
soothe themselves, to calm themselves. Well, we would look silly doing that, but we can do this. So the students learn how to hold their thumb, and teachers would report back to me. She goes, guess what all the students were doing in class before the math test, Ms. Dow? Holding their
wonderful.
thumb.
Well, so why is this not taught to every student in every school and
I don't
everywhere?
I don't know.
Do they do it? So, where's the origin of Jinsu
Oh,
Jitsu?
okay. Good question. Jin Shin Jyutsu is Japanese. It's an ancient healing art, thousands of years old. Nobody knows the real origin of it. It is so similar to Chinese acupuncture. That's why we call it, it's like acupuncture but without the needles. It is so similar that many people believe it's actually like the grandmother of Chinese acupuncture
Okay.
before the needles were
So
made.
it came first.
Maybe. We don't know. It's so
Right.
old, we don't
Kind of
know.
makes sense though.
Yeah, and in terms of the language, in terms of the energy, the movement, and all of that, yes. So, Jin Shin Jyutsu, when you translate it in English, it means the art of the creator through compassionate man.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Beautiful.
And so it was rediscovered in the early 1900s by a research scientist in Japan who then did more further research on it and began to teach it to other people in Japan. And eventually it made its way west. And now it's in many different foreign countries. Right now, I think they're doing a training in China. So it's really spreading.
Yeah, it's caught on. Well, probably similar to acupuncture, which is almost mainstream now, I would say.
Yeah.
So,
And it is being done in hospitals too. So
okay.
Morristown Hospital and Overlook Medical Center in Summit, New Jersey, and Morristown, New Jersey, they began an integrative medicine department, I guess about 10, 12, 15 years ago. I was part of that integrative medicine department where I offered, as part of a research study that the hospitals were doing, Atlantic Health, I was offering Jin Shin Jyutsu treatments for pain, anxiety, or nausea, the three main symptoms that people experience in the hospital. And so I was part of the research team, and I would offer this. I would go in with my data collection, say, so what's your pain level, anxiety level, so on, and write it down and offer them the treatment. And it was the same treatment as a protocol. It was research. So I would give them a 30-minute treatment, and afterwards take the data again, like where's your pain level and so on. And if they were awake, because most of the time they fell asleep because it was so relaxing, if they were awake, they always mentioned that their pain levels were much lower or even disappeared, by the time it was over. So with that, Atlantic Health created a multi-story building in the town of Morristown, for wellness for their community so that Jin Shin Jyutsu may have a place in it.
Well, good for them.
Yeah.
Well, I think it should be everywhere. So, do you think it would be helpful if there was another name for it?
Maybe because it is foreign. And people, when they hear Jin Shin Jyutsu, they go, oh, martial arts.
Yes,
Right?
yes, yes.
But no. And also, philosophically, when you say Jin Shin Jyutsu, it has like a vibration to it, similar to like Sanskrit.
Yeah.
So that's why it's been
Well, that's
kept.
good.
Yeah.
Definitely. I can feel that.
And people say JSJ, as the abbreviation for it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it would be, I mean, is that part of your mission at all to expand the availability of it or the
Well,
acceptance or anything?
yeah, so I'm very much involved in offering the Jin Shin Jyutsu and immersing the Jin Shin Jyutsu in my yoga nidra classes and my meditation and motion classes, because again, I feel like this is an opportunity for people to be able to help themselves. I did a short video clip for someone that had COVID. And so I, showed them what they could do for their immune system, things like that. It just needs to be out there. So yeah, it's my dharma, my mission to expose to as many people as possible.
Yeah, well, that's terrific. But I'm glad that you're talking about it because, I knew a little bit, but not nearly all of this, how helpful it is. And it's science, it's scientific,
It's research based
Right.
and time tested,
Yeah.
survived thousands of years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's oh wow, this is terrific. So you do this remotely and in your integrative no, I'm sorry,
Yes.
your institute.
Yes. So in my institute, you could come in person to receive a treatment, which most people do. Some people opt to do it online because they are far away. I was working with someone in Australia, right?
Yeah.
And I was a little bit skeptical of that, although I knew about Reiki, long distance
Mm-hmm.
healing.
Yep.
I tried it and it was very effective. She became pregnant at the age of 44 and very little chance of becoming pregnant. So, as a,
That was her goal.
as yes, and so I
Okay.
gave her a treatment for fertility, and
Uh-huh.
yeah, and she says she thinks it was that. So, yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't
Yeah.
know. So,
No, well, yeah, it definitely works remotely, and I think it's all energy,
hmm
and it's all, the way that I think it works too is our intention,
hmm
and it just transcends space and time and all of that,
yeah.
right?
So yeah,
Yeah.
so you can and with the animals, a lot of people don't live near Kent, but they have
Mm.
an animal that needs assistance of some sort. So people would go online and go to my website and make an appointment for me to do it online. And my dog Bella Bella is the model, and so I have cameras on her as well as me to show them where to place their
Oh,
hands.
okay.
And then I record the session and send it to them so they have it, so they can look at it to remember where to place their
Oh,
hands.
what a great
Yeah.
idea.
hmm
So is it about the same humans animals ratio that you work with now, or
I would say it's about the same. Yeah, it's about half and half.
so
Yeah.
once the word gets out, how do people find out about you?
Well, I guess you can go online and Google me. I know I
Yeah.
have a,
Yeah.
Google page. I have a website, www.juliannedow.com.
Right. I
That's my
think we
main.
put up your slide. Well, let's put it up again.
Yeah.
But I mean, just the general public, because it's not like you advertise or anything, right?
I do sometimes, sometimes I'm in brochures, like I'm a sponsor for this and a sponsor for that.
I see.
I do, like 5K runs and then maybe I have a tent there, that type of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, recently I was in Litchfield at their wellness fair,
Okay, great.
doing that. I was also at Rolling Rock Stables in Easton,
Hmm.
recently doing an
Mm-hmm.
outdoor animal class as a fundraiser for the animal shelter there.
Oh, wow.
And I worked with the dog that was there, because it was an animal shelter, so they were interested in dog,
Yes,
kind
that's
of
probably
help.
more
Yeah.
common there.
hmm
Well, yeah, I have a friend who works with horses. I'm going to tell her about you.
Yeah,
She's
definitely.
she's in Easton.
Yeah, I worked in two different animal sanctuaries for about 5 years on the weekends, up in Ulster County, Catskill Animal
Mm-hmm.
Sanctuary, and the Woodstock Farm Sanctuary. And so I was there, and I worked especially at Catskill with horses a lot. And these were animals that were abused, neglected. So we
Oh,
start
wow.
from there.
So
Yeah.
you do that as a volunteer kind
Yeah.
of thing.
And that was my way of not only, putting my hands on them and giving them some reprieve and some health and
Mm.
wellness, but also for me to really learn, their responses and how much they enjoy it. So that's an
Well,
inspiration.
I mean, yes, helping other animals, people, it's so rewarding.
hmm
So I
Yeah,
can
that was my
see why
playtime.
you enjoy that. Yeah, yeah.
Playtime. hmm
Yeah, and I don't know about you, but when I do any kind of healing work, I feel like that I'm receiving a healing as well,
Definitely. Yeah,
because the energy is just so beautiful and
hmm yeah, it serves me as well. Give and receive, one in truth.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
hmm
Wow, well, that's great.
hmm
So what have I not asked you that you would like to
Mm.
share?
Um, just to share that this kind of work and lots of the yoga nidra as well is very soothing for
You want to
anxiety.
talk about that a little bit? We didn't talk
Okay,
about
if
that yet.
yeah, so there was a point in my life where I was very much disturbed by a colleague at my school, and it was very, very difficult. It was even on a physical pain level.
Mm.
And I went, okay, this is something I need to attend to. And it was so bad that in the middle of the night I would wake up, which normally I didn't, and I wouldn't be able to get back to sleep and can't, really function that way. So I knew about yoga nidra, and so at 2 in the morning when I would wake up, I would listen to a yoga nidra, and it's the same one I listened to for the last 10 years. I mean, that's how,
Oh,
ingrained I
powerful.
am in it. And listen to the intention of the yoga nidra. And over time, with this problem I was experiencing, um, I was able to soften the intensity of it and able to respond to it because it was, in the present moment at my school. with a grace that I don't think I would have had I not done the Yoga Nidra as I did.
Mm-hmm.
And Yoga Nidra, a 45-minute Yoga Nidra, is equivalent to 3 hours of sleep
Yeah.
because of the deep,
Yeah.
restful state that we go to. And so I was able, even though I lost sleep, I did a Yoga Nidra, and I then went to school. I went back to sleep. I was able to really function well. So it sustained me on a very physical level as well
Yeah.
as emotional. So
That's
in
terrific.
my experience, Yoga Nidra saved my life. That's how I feel about it.
Wow, that's very powerful.
And that's why I teach it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you teach it in groups? I love Yoga Nidra
Mm-hmm.
myself, and it's
Mm-hmm.
been a while since I've done it, but I studied with one of my teachers, and she had a ascended master who channeled some different Yoga Nidra
Mm-hmm.
and she put it in a book, but it's not available, just anywhere else. And I thought it was extremely powerful. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm right there with you
Mm-hmm.
to do that.
Yeah.
So do you teach it in groups or
Yeah, so
individually? How does that work?
I teach classes. They're
Hmm.
all online or hybrid. Some people
Hmm.
from Kent come. In fact, I have one coming up September 8th, of Calm Within. It's all about calm. And it's a free class. I
Oh,
do
nice.
give free classes every once in a while. And this is in particular in honoring the back to school jitters, which I understand,
Well, after
have.
that many years in the
Yes.
classroom.
So it's then free to available to teachers, students, or whoever that would like to
Hmm.
come.
Hmm.
And then I have a class series from there, that continues with the Calm Within. I do insomnia as a theme, pain management as a theme, perimenopausal, menopausal as a theme for the Yoga Nidras and the Jin Shin Jyutsu. Yeah,
So each one of the yoga nidras is more specific for
it
that
can
that
be. Yeah,
okay.
and it's all about healing.
And are these ones that you create yourself, or are
Mm-hmm.
they available? Or okay, so
Yeah, so I create them,
you create
and
them.
if it's a paid class, there's a recording, and
Hmm.
each student gets the recording, and it's
Okay.
my hope that they listen to the recording at 2 a.m. when they need to, that
Yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Right. Wow. That's awesome to have that available. I
Mm-hmm.
love that. So they can just go on your website and check that out,
Mm-hmm.
see what's there.
Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Well, that's terrific. So I know there was one other thing that you wanted to mention before we wrapped up.
Hmm.
Is it about reaching out for help or something like
Oh,
that?
yes. So, just, my experience in life is that help is very available. You just need to know, I guess, where to ask for it. And even if you financially don't have the means, maybe to receive therapy or whatever it is, there is help available even when you don't really have the means.
Yes.
And at a point in my life where I didn't have a job because I left my husband, I left my
Hmm.
work, I left my house, I left my furniture,
Mm.
all of that. So I had to kind of start over.
Hmm.
Um, that I found, help people to be supportive. And then this information, right, the self-help especially, it's free. Once you learn it, it's yours.
Yes.
And so, anything to help maintain that is what I'm all about for people and
Yeah.
their animal friends. Yeah,
Yes. Yeah. Let's
yeah,
not leave out that.
yeah.
Well, that's terrific, Julianne, because I feel the same way. It's like when people reach out to me, if they can't afford it, that's okay. I mean, we just we work with what they can afford, or maybe it's just once in a while, it's
Mm-hmm.
nothing, it just depends. So
Right.
I think that's great. And yes, and that's, like I said, that's why I do this show, is to help people understand that there's a lot of resources.
Yes.
And once you tap into that, I think then you open yourself up to get more from the universe in general,
Right.
from however you characterize it, whether it's God or the universe, because I think that we all have what we need inside, but we just need to be open to it and accept outside help like you said, until we click in,
Right.
right?
Exactly. And we don't need to feel stuck. You don't need to feel that way.
Yeah, that's our head talking, right?
Yes, exactly. And, it's hard to let that go. It's hard to shut this off,
Yes,
right? There is a lot of help
there
out
it is
there.
out there. Well,
Yeah.
thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. It's
And
delightful.
thank you to our audience for being here, and to Verso Studios Westport Library. Namaste.
Jaiba Kwan.